Modding Skyrim with Vortex. Part 15, Trees and Grass by Veydogolt, along with landscape fixes.
Hello, it's Cupshot and back again with another episode in loading mods to improve the appearance of Skyrim. Today we're going to do a tree mod and a grass mod. They're called Veydogolt. They only take a few minutes to install and the improvements are remarkable. So let's get right into it and see how it turns out.
We are going to install two mods that will improve the appearance of the landscape in Skyrim. One will be for the trees and the other will be for the grass. After that, we will install a couple of mods that will clean up the grass. The first thing that we will do is create a new profile for this. Make sure that the 2SMIM profile is active and then make a clone of it as we have done before. Give it a name. I'm calling mine Trees and Grass. Then give it a description. In this case, I'm calling it Veydogolt, which is the name of the mods we are getting. Make sure that it has its own saves and setting enabled. Save the profile and enable it. You can check that the mods and the plugins are enabled, and also you can deploy the mods. And now we can go to Nexus for our trees and grass mods. I logged into Nexus and selected Skyrim as my game, as we have done before. Click in the search box and search for Veydogolt. Press enter. We can see that there are 13 mods. We only need 2 of them to start with. Later on, if you wish, you can read about and try setting up some of the various possible combinations. There are extra trees and other colors of grass in the other mods. I'm going to use 2 of the basic ones in this example. Click on this one, Veydogolt Trees by GR Vulture. It says that it has 278 new tree models, replacing the vanilla ones, and that there are no requirements. There are 6 files available, but we only need the main one. Here, click on the Mod Manager download and do the slow download. It takes a while to install. Why not take a break? Get a snack. Check your phone. When it is done, return to Nexus to get the grass mod. I like this one. Veydogolt. Grass and plants only. I am going to add a different ground cover and some mountain flowers later. There's only one file to download. We can read about the mod and what it is compatible with. It says here that it works well with Veydogolt trees, which we have just downloaded. That's all we need to know for now. Download the file and wait for it to install. Once again, the download takes a while, but don't worry, we're almost done with the trees and grass. When it is finished installing and is deployed, I can look and see that the mod and its plugin are enabled. I'll look in profiles to make sure that I installed it into the correct one. Now I can go to the dashboard, start Skyrim, and see my results. Since this is a new profile, I have to start a new game. I use the alternate start mod and choose the Breeze Home and Whiterun to begin the game. And here we are, outside in Windhelm. Let's take a quick look through town before we venture out into the countryside. As I walk along, I can see the new vegetation along the side of the street. Here going up, I can compare the new Veydogolt vegetation with the original. Here is the new and the old Gildergreen tree. Let's go outside the main gate and look at the grass. Here is the new Veydogolt grass. Here is what the original grass looked like. That's quite a difference. Notice, however, that we are seeing grass in the road where it doesn't belong. I have to get a mod that will fix that. This doesn't look right. And neither does this. Nor this. Or this. The new grass looks nice, but we have to clear off the road. As we walk along, we can see all of the new grass. Even the lavender and some of the other flowers look better. We will get a mod for the mountain flowers soon. We've reached the crossroads, and looking towards Riverwood, we can see our new trees. Let's make the trip to Riverwood and see how the Veydogolt trees and grass look. I like the changes. Here is the view with the Veydogolt mod, and here is the original view. I think that is a nice improvement. Let's return to Nexus and get the mod for removing the grass from the road. Go to Nexus and search for landscape fixes for grass mods by Pod 1K. It shows here that the landscape fixes works with Veydogolt. There are no requirements and we only need the main mod. However, if you have any of the add-ons listed below, you will need the patches. We do the normal download and install. I'm putting it in the same profile that the tree and grass mods are in. There's no need for a new profile. Let's take a quick look at what the landscape fixes has done. We can see that it is much improved here, and all along here. However, we are still seeing some grass sticking out of the rocks as we walk along the road. We need to go back to Nexus and get one more mod to fix this, and then we will be done with the trees and grass. Search for No Grass in Objects by Meh321. And here it is. It says that it stops grass from growing out of things like rocks or floorboards. It also warns us that there could be complications. But as long as we keep our mod setup simple, we shouldn't have any problems. It requires the address library and the script extender, which we have. We only need the main mod. Download and install it. Now that we have all 4 mods, Veydogolt trees and grass, the landscape fixes, and the no grass and objects, let's make one final walkthrough to see what our new landscape looks like. Here is the new tundra cotton from the Veydogolt grass mod. Here is the new dragon's tongue and nightshade. And the new lavender. The mountain flowers haven't changed. They will need their own mod. Now that we're outside, we can see the effects of the No Grass in Objects mod. This has all been cleaned up nicely. All the grass in the road has been removed, and none of the rocks have grass growing out of them. You can see the change here. And the flowers stand out better. Let's end this video with a walk to Riverwood and enjoy the new landscape. The view here in Riverwood is great, but I'm going to do some work on the water in my next video to make it even better.
Well, the Veydogolt trees and grasses certainly improved the appearance of Skyrim, only needed a couple little patches to tidy things up. In my next video, I'm going to do realistic water and natural waterfalls to fix the appearance of the water in the game. That shouldn't take too long, and I'll see you then.